Guys, I have cooked 3 dinners in less than an hour today, so I'm going to show you guys how I did it. I'm going to show you the ingredients that I used to cut down on that time and save me a ton of money. I've done these 3 dinners in less than an hour today, whereas it would have normally taken me nearly 3 hours if I'd done them individually on each different night over the next fortnight. They're also going to save me a ton of time in the fortnights ahead because I have cooked extra, so I can just freeze that and put that away. And yeah, it's just saving me so much time. I am excited to share this with you because I haven't done a cooking video for so long. But yeah, let's get into it.
Singing from the top of our lungs, dancing by the lakeside, gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone.
Guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a little cook with me. We'll call it Meal Prep Monday, but I'll probably post it on a Tuesday because I don't post on a Monday. Video of some sort as we're doing today. I have some meals that I actually want to cook, which are meal planned into this fortnight's meal plan. However, I'm kind of doing more like extra so I can have extra in the freezer, so that's going to save me a ton of time in the weeks ahead. My freezer is very low for freezing meals at the moment, so I decided I need to do a little bit of a restock, so I worked that into this fortnight's meal plan so I can make the extra, which doesn't really add any extra time because it's usually just extra like meat and vegetables, for example, but it's going to save me an hour, hour and a half in the weeks ahead where I'm not actually going to have to cook a full meal, which is going to be great. I'm really just going to have to maybe put some rice on while I'm doing something else here in the house or something, you know, or some mashed potato, or I've already got garden salad in the fridge from, you know, the night before or something. I can use that then, you know. So it's just a really great way of saving a lot of time in the kitchen and having more time for other things that you might want to do, whether that's with your family or for yourself. Maybe you want to have more time, like I do right now, to actually pursue your own sort of passions and purpose and all of that I talk about here on the channel. So if you guys are interested in that today and you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. If you don't know, I do have a new channel now as well, which is just it's called This Mum at Home Vlogs. I will link it below. I'm starting what is it, November 30th, I think it is. I'm going to start Vlogmas over there. So there's a welcome video there at the moment, but there will be some consistent videos going up there from November 30th. And that channel is really just day in the life, mum vlogs of me doing my own thing, running the house, all of that. So if you just want to see good old Christy daily vlogs, that is the place to go. It's really just a channel for me to be a little bit more free and just share with you just personal things that I'm doing and all of that, especially as a mum, as a busy mum, rather than just the topic focused stuff that's here on the channel now. So if you're interested, please go over there. I will link that below, and yeah, I look forward to sharing more things with you guys on Vlogmas over there for sure. All right, this is what I use for meal planning, guys. It's a notebook. That's all I use now. I'm going to be doing, so talking a bit more about doing this stuff here on the channel, but it's definitely a focus that will be on the website, which I'm going to have a free masterclass on. It will just help you save a ton of time, money, all of that. It's not using any printables at all. I actually fell into doing this by accident because my printer went on the blink, so my printables that I've always used for all these years, I wasn't using them. I was just using a notebook out of ease. So I've just continued. This is just a new notebook now that I've just restarted, and you can get this actually at Kmart. It looks like this, but the great thing about it is it comes with these 2 little bookmarks, which are magnets. So they stick, you can see they stick the pages together like that. So I set myself up a few weeks in advance, and it's really great. So I have a meal plan. It was a bit of a mess this week because when I started doing this one, I realized I was doing the wrong week. So I had to redo it, but I won't talk about that today. What I'm going to talk about is my food prep. So I really make notes of what I'm going to do. I've split it into 2 weeks, but I think what I'm going to do today, because a lot of this I've already done, I've done freezer sandwiches, I've done the salads and all that kind of stuff I was going to do. What I really want to focus on today is making a chow mein, a stir fry, maybe doing some of my veggies mix bag. That's for the freezer. So they generally have, it's just again a way of cutting down a lot of time in cleanup and in prep for the weeks ahead if I can get this done. It's usually bags made up of onion, capsicum, carrot and zucchini, because that's a mix that I use, or grated, diced, that I use in, say, a number of different dishes. Like it could be Maybe I'm doing enchiladas, maybe I'm doing spaghetti bolognese, casseroles, that kind of stuff. I have that, so I like to make that up. I don't have any at the moment in the freezer, so I definitely want to do that up so I can save a lot of time in the weeks ahead when I go to cooking. And then I was going to do this next week, but I'm going to do it now just to help me out next week and save time, is an apricot chicken. So chow mein, stir fry, apricot chicken, and some veggie mix. I think that's all I'll do. If I've got time, I'll probably make up a spaghetti bolognese as well, but I don't know if I'll have enough time before I have to go pick up the kids from school, and I kind of want to be done with this by the time I pick up the kids from school because I need to work tonight. So yeah, that's my plan. I think I'll just stick to those just to make it a lot easier. The other thing is, people do always message me and say, or they'll write comments and they'll say, I don't have time to do bulk cooking, all of that. You don't have to set it all up on one day. Quite often, if I've got a really busy week ahead of me, I will do just a little bit each day. So if I'm doing, I don't know, 2 or 3 different meals that week that I'm cooking from full cooking meals, then I will just make extra on those nights and freeze it that way, and that's a great way of saving time. I just want to do it all in one, so I've got a lot more free time, so I just want to get it done. So it's a lot quicker for me to have like 3 different meals going at once cooking here than me spending 3 different nights cooking those meals. So that's why I like to do this, but there are definitely ways around it. You don't have to do it all in one like I am. I almost forgot, guys, my chicken drumsticks. I'm actually going to prep these as well. They're just cheap drumsticks that I got from Woolworths last grocery shop, and I'm putting probably, I think they're about half a kilo. Oh no, they're not. They're 1.2 kilos each, roughly. I've got 4 of these. I'm actually going to do 2 packets in one bag, 2 packets in another bag, and I'm just going to cover them in marinade, and I'm going to throw them in the freezer. It's just a quick go-to for me for like a roast night or something like that, that I can just put all this in the slow cooker and be done. So I forgot I had these in the fridge until I went to get the other chicken out. So I'm actually going to do that quickly now, and just so that's done and I'm very prepped for Sunday. All right, I'm one of those people that does not like touching meat, so I have some disposable gloves here. Just so I can do this quicker rather than using tongs. These I just get from like Coles and Woolworths. They're kind of in the, maybe the cleaning section, but you can use them for food. So I just get like a box of 50 for cheap, like it's not very much. So I have big, large size, like Ziploc type bags. They're a really good size. I am gonna write the date on this just so I keep track of that, just in case I end up doing more. And I'm also gonna write down the sauce that I'm doing, which is the honey soy and garlic, just to keep track, because once things start freezing, it is hard to tell what's what. And if I start putting, like doing other prep stuff like this, like marinade bags and things like that in the freezer, I want to know which ones I put in there first, just to make sure I go through them and rotate very quickly. So what is the date today? Wow, it's the 19th of November. Can you believe that? 25. I was always going to write 26. Time has gone quick this year, that's for sure. We're nearly at Christmas. I am getting so organized for Christmas. I'm so glad I ended up shopping halfway through the year and just doing little bits and pieces throughout the year, because it's just taken a weight off my shoulders, honestly, financially for sure, but also time. Like, I just feel like this time of the year, it's hard to, you know, have a lot of time, because you want to do all the Christmas fun things as well, especially if you've got kids. So I like to have as much time as possible so we can really enjoy Christmas, and I feel like this year I'm on a really good track to do that. All right, I've got 2 bags. I will get a bowl, I think, just to sit these in. It just makes it stay a little bit more stable. All right, I'm just going to put that in there. Open up this chicken. Oh. Cut this open. Throw these in. I do only have 1 jar per 2 packs, so I think that'll be enough actually. I mean, it's really just a marinade on the outside. So this though, like doing something like this, if you want to have a roast night on a Sunday, and you want to save a bit of time. You don't want to have to be home all day. I mean, you can put things obviously in the slow cooker like roast and stuff, but it's always nice to obviously do a lot of those in the oven, depending on what type of roast you're doing. Like I've got a roast pork at the moment, and I want to be home for that. I don't want to put it in the slow cooker because we want to do the crackling and stuff because Johnny really likes that. So, you know, I'm not going to do that. But having something like this, just a really simple, we like drumsticks the best, obviously. Instead of having all those roast portions, they're great too, but this is nice just to, you could actually just do your own marinade in here, or you could just do a little bit of oil with seasonings and stuff. That's a really quick way of doing something like that too. But if you do want to do a sauce of some sort, like that one, then this is really easy. And again, like I said, you can pop this in the freezer and just defrost overnight in your fridge the night before, and just pop it straight in the slow cooker. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy the next day. If you want to crisp it up, you could easily not even put it in the slow cooker. You could just put it in a cooking dish and put this in, and it's done. You don't have to spend time marinating in that because it's already been done. And you can just, you know, throw it in there and cook it very quickly. The chicken pieces like this cook really quickly. So it's a good way of having a roast dinner without having to spend hours actually doing it. All right, let's get this in. I might just add a little bit of water. I'm just gonna add a little bit of water in here just to wish it around so I can get a little bit more out. The old trick that everyone does, don't they? Pasta jars, stir fry jars, everything. That's just gonna give it a little bit more water too. I think it'll be a bit easier to mash around. So I'm just gonna seal this up a little bit, but still keep it open slightly, just so there's no air, so I can really mash it around. And then I'll lay it down and do it as well. So yeah, just making sure it coats everywhere as much as possible. It's really going to soak up, and on the day that you pull this out of your freezer and put it in the fridge, obviously it's going to spend that time doing that. So quite often when I'm taking the kids to school, I have a look at my meal plan, see what I've actually got meal planned, and quickly grab whatever I need to out of the freezer, especially if I'm going to work straight away. So this again will just save time on me thinking, oh no, I didn't marinate the chicken, I didn't have time. Like, it's just gonna do that while it's defrosting as well, which is great. There you go, whole bag done. So I'm just gonna do the other bag and then I'll pop these in the freezer. Okay, this is in my chest freezer. I just want to point this out. I always do this with my smaller bags of freezer meals that I actually do. But even with these, I freeze them as flat as possible, okay? If you do this, it's going to take up less space in your freezer, and you've got more options where you can put it. If you just do it like this is a big clump, just throwing it in there, it's really going to be awkward, and it's not saving as much space, honestly, when you're actually organizing your freezers. So do everything flat if possible. I'm going to let that freeze like that, and then I'll maneuver that where it needs to go actually in my freezer. Okay, Chow Mein, I'm actually using these packets. If you've been watching me for a while, these are one of my favorite, this brand, the Maggi brand. They have lots and lots of different meals that you can like use these to make. Usually you're just adding either like a tin of crushed tomatoes or cups of water, that type of thing. And the best thing about these, if you read the back, the ingredients, there's no added additives and stuff in it. It's usually, most of the time, 99% of the time, it's just the actual like dry stuff that you need, like the stock powder and the spices and things like that. It's a cheaper way of me going, rather than me going and buying all those things individually, because I probably wouldn't use it up as quick as it needs to be and stuff too. So it helps save on wastage and money and stuff like that. So I like to use these. I do usually have these when I make apricot chicken, and I just mix the packet in with this apricot nectar. I'm doing a double batch today, so I've got 2 tins. This is in the juice section of the supermarket. I actually don't have the packets today, I've just realized. So instead, I'm going to just mix it in with this chicken noodle soup, just the powder into that. So normally when you make like an apricot chicken, I used to have a recipe somewhere that I would do this. You would use like a French onion soup in this. That's what you would do. And you might need to add some like, what is it, corn flour and stuff like that, just to thicken it up a little bit. I like the Maggi packet because I like the flavoring of it. So we're going to see how we go today with this. I'm sure it'll be fine. We're just going to do, it's going to have a little bit of noodles in there as well. But that's what we're going to do with that. Now the Chow Mein save time and money. Again, I'm using the already pre-purchased, if you can see that packet there. It's just in the salad aisle. It's like $2. It's cheaper than me buying a whole cabbage and cutting it up myself. Like, it just, this is all I need. So I add this into it. So it's just the packet, some water, add this into it. And then I like to throw this veggie pack mix into it as well. This is around $5, $6 at the supermarket. It's Bird's Eye. It's a really great quality vegetable mix. Really like it. 850 grams. You can use this not just for stir fries. You can use it for lots of different things. So for the Chow Mein, that's what we're going to do with the mince, obviously. And then the apricot chicken, I'm just going to obviously mix up that with that. And then I am actually going to throw this in, this bag of veggies. Again, it's Bird's Eye. We like the quality and the taste of these vegetables and the assortment that you get as well. This is around $6 now, I think, for a kilo. Our favorite veggie mix. This mix in particular, I can only get at my Woolworths. I can't get it at Coles. So the Coles have one that has like cauliflower in it. It doesn't have these things in it. So I prefer this one. So I always get this one. But this, again, we use this and do steamed veggies. We do, you can roast them if you really wanted to do that as well. I could do like a sheet pan or something like that. But casseroles, you could throw it in a stir fry if you wanted. If you didn't want anything like this and you wanted to do stir fry, you could do that. Lots of different things you can do with it. So that's a great bag. Why do I spend the money on frozen veggies like that? I'll give you a few reasons. Number one, it's always in my freezer. I get them when they're on sale, so I always have them. And then I don't have to worry about cutting anything up. It saves me a ton of time. Two, if I was to buy all these vegetables individually now, it would cost me way more than what it would for the actual bag. So for those particular veggies too, the things that I actually want. So I just like to do it that way. It's quick and easy, it's very convenient, and it does save me money, especially when I get these bags on sale, because usually it's like $1 or $2 off per bag, which is great. The stir fry I'm doing is this one. I got these jars on sale for $3.50 each, the canton, and I got beef and black bean just for something different. We're not using beef, we're going to use chicken because we prefer chicken. So I'm going to be using these, and again, mixing it with another bag of these vegetables. I have defrosted quite an assortment of chicken. We'll buy chicken breast, it's the cheapest way, and then cutting it up. Again, I was trying to save time, so I didn't want to do that. I bought actually, the schnitzel ones here, so I had options. I could use this for other things, but now I could actually chop it up if I want to. I don't think I will for, what am I doing, the apricot chicken. I will not chop this up. I'm going to leave it like this. I think that'll be a nice different thing. You can also just use drumsticks too. Lots of people use drumsticks when they're doing apricot chicken. That's a really great way of doing it as well. But I am going to do that. Now, one of the biggest reasons why I actually purchased it already cut up in schnitzel like this is because my Woolworths, this was the last sort of stir fry mix that I got. See how it looks kind of mushy? I don't like that. For the stir fry, I am going to use this. It just goes all everywhere through the meals when I cook them, so I don't like it. That's why I got this, because I thought if I want to chop it up myself, I can, and I can choose the size of the pieces. So I'll probably do that in future. And it is a little bit more expensive, obviously, buying that than this, but I don't care. Like, I just really wanted the better chicken. But I will use this, and then one packet of these. I'll have to chop this up for the actual stir fry. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you this. I don't know if you can get, I'm assuming you can get it like this at Coles. I've not seen it. And Aldi, I'm actually unsure as well. I'm sure you can only get crumbed, but it's just another option, especially if you want to do like I call naked parma, where it's just the chicken, no crumbing or anything like that. It's a healthier way of actually, making chicken parmas, especially in cooking things like you could do grilled chicken sandwiches, marinade stuff on the barbecue. These are great for that. And because they're schnitzels, they cook a lot quicker too. So yeah, there's just the options that I'm using today. I ended up cutting up those chicken schnitzels just because I was still a little bit frozen. And then I thought with the apricot chicken, because I am putting so many veggies in it, not just like a carrot and onion like you normally would, I decided that it would just be better to be in pieces. So I have cut them up. They've cut up really quickly, really easily. I haven't had to throw any bits away, which usually when I do like chicken breasts, I'm like, oh, they're such a pain to cut up, honestly. They take me a while and I get rid of a lot of yucky things that I don't like, which I've paid for. So now another thing that I do is I actually, instead of cooking with oils for stuff like this, I will just cook in water. It's healthier. And it helps it cook much quicker. So I'll use oil if I want to do, like if you want to have like a browning or something like that, but when it's just stuff like this, I just use a little bit of water. Even with the mince, I cook that in water as well, just a little bit, even if I'm making spaghetti bolognese. If I'm doing spaghetti bolognese, then I do cook it in water so it does it quickly and it just keeps it really tender. That's another thing the water does with your meats. But what I'll do is I'll keep the lid off like this until it sort of evaporates a bit before I add the jar of sauce. Same with the stir fry as well. I'll do that with the chicken as well. But with this one, because I need to mix water in with this powder anyway, I actually don't add any extra. I've got a good amount of water still left in there. I just add the powder in with the water that's already in there and mix it up and it's done. You can add a little bit of extra water if you think you need it, but right now for mine I'm pretty much fine. Another one I do this with is like taco seasoning. A lot of the packs, I've actually got the taco seasoning from Costco, which is a big jar of it, but if you're doing like the Old El Paso packs, perhaps, like the ready-to-go packs, then it will tell you to add like water to the seasoning and stuff like that. I just throw it in like this, same sort of deal. Now I've put 2 packets in this because I'm putting so many veggies in this, so I want it to go over everything. I'm going to add this coleslaw. This really breaks down. If you have never made chow mein before, this breaks down a lot with this. I also don't add noodles into mine. We just have ours on rice. Johnny and I like it. The kids don't really eat this, but Johnny and I, we do, and it's a great dish for cooking ahead and also doing like meals in the freezer for Johnny's to take to work as well. If he's got like a shift that he's doing at work over dinner time, this is a really great option to do as well. So do that, and then I'm probably going to add into, I might add a little bit of extra water into this just because it's looking a little bit, not dry, but I want it a little bit more liquidy because I'm going to add the veggies into this as well. Up. Okay, and then add the veggies. Frozen veggies always have a bit of water in them as well, obviously, so that looks like it's a lot and it looks like it's not going to go far, but once I put the lid on this and just let it defrost just a bit, it will definitely sort of all like reduce a lot. So leave that there. This pan here still has a lot of water in it, and this is the one I'm doing stir fry with. So I am going to add the veggies in now. It's going to take a little bit for me to be able to mix these in just because they're frozen. But what I'm going to do is I'll pop the lid on just to get these vegetables just to thaw just a little bit, and then I will take the lid off just so the water reduces before I put the sauce in. Otherwise it's going to make the sauce really watery, but again, it's just a quick way of actually cooking meats and veggies and stuff. If you can do them in water like this, if you're adding like sauces and stuff like this, this is just a great way of doing it. This is pretty good to mix now. Look at the color. Oh, it looks delicious just because the colors are so vibrant. If you cook vegetables for a really long time with your steaming, boiling, whatever you're doing, they do lose a bit of color. I just find it more appetizing when they look so bright and colorful like this, honestly. I can feel that the broccoli's still hard, but the rest of it's all right. I think what I'll do with this now, it probably just needs to go on a low simmer. Otherwise, it's pretty much done. On the stir fry, I've added the jars in. I've put a little bit of water in there just to wish it around and actually mix it up and get it right through there. So that's all done. I'm just about to do the apricot chicken now. So I have had to drain a little bit of water out of here just because there was just still too much, and I'm just trying to get things done as quickly as possible, and that's cooked, so there was no need for it to stay. But I'm just going to add in these tins of apricot nectar. Now, my can opener is a bit dodgy, so I couldn't quite open up the lid, but lucky for me, you can see there, it's I did get a part of it open. It's just liquid, so it's not too bad. This one wasn't so bad. I could actually do this one quite well. Just gonna add this in. I am gonna add a little bit of onion into this because that's always nice in apricot chicken. But if you're using the French onion soup, obviously that's not going to really be a, you know, something that you'd have to add because you've already got enough onion. I'm gonna add this in. This is the chicken noodle, so I'm just using this one. You could just use a home brand one as well, but this is just what I had in the cupboard, so that's what I'm using. It's actually great for many types of chicken bases. You can do like a sweet and sour chicken is always good, using that as well as a base. Actually, I think they might even have a recipe on the back for, oh, they do. They've got a recipe on the back. If you wanted a recipe for a sweet and sour chicken using this, then it's actually on the back. So have a look. You never know what you'll find on the back of those recipes, packets and stuff. All right, so I'm actually going to let this boil up a bit. I might, while I'm mixing this, I'm going to put a little bit of onion in here, my diced onion. This is the onion that I'm using. This is just from Woolworths, but Coles and Aldi both sell something very similar. It used to be $2 a packet, now it's $3, so that's gone up quite significantly, probably because so many people were actually buying it. I prefer it for a couple of reasons, but the main reason for me is I just don't want to cut up onions. It does cost me, obviously, a little bit extra than buying like a whole bag of onions perhaps, but I found with a whole bag of onions, I was like throwing a lot of them out anyway because I wasn't using them in time. I throw a lot of bits off that you're actually paying for with the weight and stuff as well. So yeah, I just buy the prep set and go, and I like that option. Also saving a ton of time, obviously. Then this veggie mix here is what I'm adding into this one. So apricot chicken, I generally will have that with mashed potato. And yeah, pretty easy, done on the plate. You could, obviously a lot of people will cook the veggies separately. I like to just do all this in one so I can freeze it and it's done, and I only have to worry about that one base. Some people like it with rice, some people like it with mashed potato, or maybe you don't want any other starch at all. Maybe you just want it like this, and that's a really good option too. You can actually even do this on noodles if you really wanted to. But I just love the veggie mix like this. It's quick and easy. I haven't had to cut up anything, including the onion, which has been great. I'm just going to put a lid on this and then just let this simmer. This will not take too long at all. I'm done, guys. That's 3 meals done in less than an hour. It took me less than an hour to do that and actually to clean up. I didn't have lots of chopping and stuff. I just had the rubbish to throw out. So that was fantastic. The apricot chicken, it was good too. Like, it tastes really good, but it's not as thick as what it would be if I'd had the Maggi packet. That's the only thing, but that's probably because it doesn't have any sort of like cornstarch or anything like that in it, because I don't have any, but it will be fine. It will taste really good. The others come out delicious. They're fantastic. I am going to just wait until all of that cools down, and then I will have some for tonight. I think we'll probably have the stir fry tonight. I was going to have chow mein, but I think we'll have the stir fry because it tasted really yummy, and I was like, I haven't had that for ages. So we're actually going to have that. I'll just do a little swap around on my menu plan. And the others I will wait till they cool down, and then I'm just going to bag them up and pop them into my freezer. So the key again with that is to put them into Ziploc bags. I portion them out, and then so I sometimes portion them out family wise, but also I portion them out just single serves as well, just in case Johnny and I want to have one for lunch, or if he's going to work or I'm out working, all that kind of stuff. We kind of do it that way, so it's really good. It saves us money because we don't go and buy lunch or dinner while we're out working. But I definitely, you know, portion them out, put them in the Ziploc bags and freeze them flat, so then I can just maneuver them around in my upright drawers for freezing as well. So that's really great. So that were 3 quick and easy dinners that I did today in less than an hour. If I was cooking these throughout the week, if I was doing them, you know, 3 times during the week, I would probably spend an hour each time trying to do that because of the cooking and waiting and all of that. So I've just cut off a couple of hours there, which is fantastic. fantastic. Having the prepped veggies and all of that frozen, there's nothing wrong with those. They are just as nutritious as well, and they have saved me money but also saved me a ton of time, especially with the cleanup. I haven't had to do the cleanup at all. I didn't really have time to do the spaghetti bolognese because I've decided that I'm actually going to spend this time for myself and have a little bit of a break here before I have to go and pick up the kids from school later. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to enjoy my time. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was helpful for you. If you want to see more videos like this, definitely have a look at the well, there's a grocery haul and meal planning playlist. I'll link that below, but there's probably some sort of cooking playlist as well. I'll link that as well so you guys can have a look and see more videos just like this. But otherwise, thanks so much for watching guys. Check out the vlogging channel again, that's linked below as well. But otherwise, I will see you probably tomorrow. Bye.